Finland. A country that feels at once remote and familiar, icy and warm, quiet yet full of life. It stands on the northern edge of Europe, where long winters shape the rhythm of daily existence, and where summer nights never end. Often grouped with the Nordic world, Finland is Nordic, but not Scandinavian, a distinction that matters here. While Denmark, Sweden, and Norway are traditionally considered Scandinavia, Finland traces its roots to a very different language family, a very different history, and, in many ways, a very different spirit. Geography sets Finland apart. To the west, it borders Sweden across rivers like the Torne, creating natural boundaries that sometimes turn into quirky anomalies, like a golf course that straddles both nations in Torneo. To the north, it touches Norway, and to the east, it shares an immense frontier with Russia, a border that has defined much of its past and continues to shape its diplomacy today. Its southern shores open to the Gulf of Finland, with Helsinki, the capital, standing proudly on the coast. This city, home to over 600,000 residents, is one of the northernmost capitals in the world, second only to Reykjavik. But Finland is not just one landmass. It holds about 180,000 islands, more than most people can imagine. The Åland archipelago is the most famous of these, Swedish-speaking, culturally distinct, and historically contested. Once under Swedish rule, later absorbed into the Russian Empire, Åland was finally given autonomy under Finnish sovereignty after Finland's independence in 1917. Today, Åland has its own flag, its own parliament, and its own postage stamps, while remaining tied economically and politically to Finland. The land itself is striking in its contrasts. Nearly 80% of Finland is covered by forests, pine, spruce, and birch stretching endlessly across the horizon. This makes Finland the green lungs of Europe, a powerhouse of timber and paper production. Yet water is equally abundant. The country has nearly 188,000 lakes, earning it the nickname, the land of 1,000 lakes, a massive understatement. These lakes and rivers, together with swamps and bogs, make up a third of the country's surface. Glaciers sculpted this land. During the Ice Age, vast sheets of ice pressed down, carving depressions that became lakes, leaving behind ridges and eskers, and grinding the terrain into rolling, rocky soil. Even today, Finland is rising slowly out of the sea due to post-glacial rebound, adding about 7 square kilometers of land every year along the Gulf of Bothnia. The far north, known as Lapland, crosses into the Arctic Circle. Here, summer brings the midnight sun, where daylight lasts for weeks, and winter plunges the land into long darkness, illuminated only by the shimmering aurora borealis. Lapland is also the homeland of the Sami, Europe's only recognized indigenous people. Their culture, shaped by reindeer herding, fishing, and traditional crafts, still thrives in communities across northern Finland, Norway, and Sweden. Visitors can experience Sami traditions in towns like Inari, where languages, handicrafts, and stories have been preserved against centuries of pressure to assimilate. Cities in Finland balance modern design with deep tradition. Helsinki is the beating heart, famous for its neoclassical Helsinki Cathedral, the rock church carved directly into granite, and avenues lined with both sleek modernist glass buildings and austere Soviet-influenced blocks. Turku, the oldest city and former capital, still boasts medieval castles like Turunlinna. Tampere, once an industrial powerhouse, now thrives as a cultural hub with theaters and museums. Oulu, perched near the Arctic Circle, blends technology with northern tradition. And Rovaniemi, Lapland's capital, embraces its role as the official hometown of Santa Claus, complete with reindeer sleigh rides. Historically, Finland has been shaped by survival and struggle. For centuries, it was part of the Swedish kingdom, and Swedish remains an official language today. In 1809, it was annexed by the Russian Empire, becoming the Grand Duchy of Finland. While technically enjoying autonomy, Finns grew restless under Russification. When the Russian Revolution toppled the empire in 1917, Finland seized the chance to declare independence. But freedom came at a cost. The young nation faced a brutal civil war between the Reds and the Whites, leaving deep scars. The 20th century brought more trials. During the Winter War of 1939–40, Finland faced the might of the Soviet Union. Despite being outnumbered and under-equipped, Finnish soldiers used ingenuity and sheer determination, sisu, to resist. They fought on skis, camouflaged in snow, striking quickly and vanishing into the forests. Although Finland eventually ceded territory, its defense stunned the world. Later, in the Continuation War, Finland again fought the Soviets, navigating a delicate balance between resistance, survival, and uneasy cooperation with Nazi Germany. When peace finally came, Finland had lost territory, including Karelia, but preserved its independence, a rare feat among nations bordering the USSR. Modern Finland is shaped by these struggles. It has become one of the most stable democracies in the world, consistently ranked high in happiness, education, safety, and quality of life. Its air is some of the cleanest anywhere, its water pristine. The welfare system is strong, education is free, and innovation flourishes. Nokia, once the world's leading phone company, began here. Finnish culture is full of contrasts. The people are known for their quietness and dislike of unnecessary small talk, yet Finland has the highest concentration of heavy metal bands per capita, about 650 per million people. They host bizarre competitions like swamp soccer, air guitar championships, and wife-carrying races where the prize is the wife's weight in beer. At the same time, the sauna remains sacred. With over 3 million saunas for just 5.5 million people, the tradition is woven into daily life. It is a place to relax, to socialize, and even to discuss business or politics. Food reflects the seasons and the land: rye bread, Karelian pasties, fish soups, hearty stews of reindeer, and wild berries gathered from forests. One quirky obsession is salmiakki, salty licorice, which Finns turn into candy, vodka, and even ice cream. Visitors often find it shocking, but to Finns it tastes like home. Internationally, Finland builds bridges while standing firm. It maintains close ties with Sweden, sometimes competitive, especially on the hockey rink, but deeply cooperative in trade and politics. Estonia, sharing linguistic roots, is like a younger sibling. Norway is universally beloved, with the recent symbolic gesture of gifting Finland a mountain peak for its centenary independence cementing their friendship. Relations with Russia are pragmatic, wary respect, shaped by history and necessity. Beyond Europe, Finland has become globally admired, with one of the world's strongest passports, granting entry to almost every country without a visa. In the end, Finland is a country of resilience and quiet strength. From frozen forests to glowing summer nights, from centuries of domination to hard-won independence, Finland's story is one of survival and reinvention. It is a place where silence is comfortable, determination is celebrated, and even in the coldest winters, warmth is found, in a sauna, in a song, in the shared belief that perseverance can overcome anything. Finland is not simply another Nordic country. It is its own world, a winter wonderland, a land of lakes and forests, a land of sisu.